So I'm Brendan Culver from Barrie, Ontario. I have both an Irish and English background, incidentally not Scottish, but sort of the other two, if you will. And so I like to say that I'm Scottish in spirit, and I wear the O'Reilly tartan, which of course is an Irish tartan after my grandmother. I initially came to bagpipes actually through the Air Cadet system. I wanted to learn to fly and encountered bagpipes there, and now I play bagpipes and actually don't fly planes. Bagpipes originate from the sort of Middle Eastern and South Asian areas, as well as it's part of the colonial past there as well. So a lot of cultural influence and overlap in the area, definitely. Bagpipes are absolutely an outdoor instrument, and they're very, very loud, of course. So only in maybe the biggest halls do they really sound good. But outside is where they really, truly where they belong. And of course, that means you have to deal with all sorts of things, from bugs to thunderstorms, and these are all sort of regular things that you're expected to encounter and play in. I absolutely love playing outside. It really is the natural space for the bagpipes. It's just, I don't know, really calming to be able to sort of be part of that nature, to look amongst the landscapes that you're in, and sort of to, be part of that, sort of whole experience. COVID has definitely limited the number of ways that you can perform and that you can practice as well. In Canada, of course, we have very harsh winters, so usually we would practice indoors. For myself, I live in an apartment right now, so of course that makes it very hard to find a place to actually practice indoors that will have me and has been for a while. So it's easier in the summertime because you can just play outside, of course, in the park or whatever, but it definitely has been a challenge over the past year and a half. Bagpipes have connected me to people in a lot of ways, not just sort of networking in communities, festivals like this, but also within the bagpiping community. It's very much a sort of a communal group of people as well that sort of all know each other and all like to get together, spend time, play music together, all that sort of stuff. It very much is a community instrument. I don't think I've personally played for animals, but I do know people who live in the countryside and do regularly play for the local cows. And actually, specifically cows seem to really like bagpipes. I'm not sure why, but they seem to always wander over and sort of hang out with the piper. People often come to visit me and sort of drop by while I'm playing in parks. Often have very familial chats with people. Often about their heritage and their sort of community. All the situations and places where they've encountered bagpipes in their life. Bagpipes are both a very cultural and very ceremonial instrument. They're definitely a very historic instrument. A lot of history attached to the bagpipes, both in the way that they're used, and whether it be sort of like in a military background, in a battlefield, but also as a sort of historic storytelling background. Bagpipes have always been made from wood, and often in the past, although of course they're not anymore these days. But they're often adorned with animal ivory and things like that, or either made from, like I said, elephant ivory or whalebone as well, is also common for mounts with the instrument. And the bag itself is sheepskin as well. And in fact, that is still it still exists today, and I do play a sheepskin bag myself. It's still the best sounding and the best feeling. Provides the best overall experience for both the player and the listener. There are new musics being written for bagpipes, both within sort of the particular idiom of the bagpipes, sort of stretching that limit, and also some people that have written a bit beyond it as well, incorporated it into other classical new musics, for example. I myself have done some composition using electronica and electronic music, so I've produced an album of my own with solo bagpipe and electronics, for example. I would absolutely love to connect with someone about incorporating bagpipes into other music styles, into South Asian culture and music. I would absolutely love to find even more that I can do with the instrument. Lovely to be out here, performing once again, finally, after so many months of, being stuck indoors and not performing. But lovely to be out, lovely to be part of, a festival event, lovely to be down here by the waterfront in Mississauga.